Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Today we've got a brand new story to share with you. So let's begin. My wife and I have been together for 13 years and married for 10. We have 3 kids. This all just came out over the weekend, and I've been a wreck. I'm not sure how to handle this. My wife was 24 when we met. I was 22. When we met, we were both in school, and she was in a relationship with her boyfriend at the time. They had been together for 5 years. We became friends through school and had to work on a few assignments together. Everything was very platonic. I remember asking about her boyfriend, and she explained to me that they had been together since she was 19, so they had been together for 5 years, but she felt like the relationship was over. They weren't intimate much, and he was somewhat emotionally abusive. He dictated her outfits, told her she was too fat, she wasn't, and always showed her other women and how he'd rather be with them. He even cheated on her a few times and was openly dating other women near the end of their relationship. She called me one day as a friend to complain about what was going on. She told me that he had told her he wanted to explore other women and felt like they should break up. She was pretty upset. I took her out for lunch and basically just listened to her and supported her as a friend. The next week, she called me again. This time to let me know that he had dumped her and was moving out of the house they shared. I was a young dude and thought, hey, perfect. I'll be a rebound and try to get with her. Shitty on my part, but as a 22-year-old guy, I didn't care. I took her out to dinner and we started having regular dates. They still lived together, and our conversations were heavily centered around her breakup and the drama it entailed. I'd pick her up from their house and we'd go hang out. This went on for a few weeks, and we ended up sleeping together one night when I brought her back to my place. After that, I really started to develop feelings. Knowing I really liked her, I asked her to be my girlfriend. She was still living with her ex, as he hadn't moved out yet. So now, I was dating a girl exclusively who still lived with her ex-boyfriend. I trusted her that nothing was going on and the relationship was dead. She seemed to really hate him. For timeline purposes, I'll reiterate that they broke up, and 1 month later I asked her to be my exclusive girlfriend. We continued to be all about each other, and I was there to support her as she kicked him out. He ended up moving out a few weeks later, when he finally found his own place. At this point, it was nice to know he was fully moved out, and so we started to feel like a real relationship without any other drama of her ex. A week later, which was about a month of us being exclusive, I had planned a date night for us. We were supposed to meet at 7 p.m. at a restaurant in town. I texted her an hour before and didn't hear back. I tried calling but got no answer. I ended up driving over to her place, and she wasn't home. I started to worry, but there wasn't anything I could do. She ended up calling me at 11 p.m. that night, apologizing profusely because she had been at a friend's house studying for finals and had left her phone in the car. She said she totally forgot about our date and felt terrible. I told her it was okay and didn't think too much about it. I trusted her. Everything went on as normal. A week later, her ex-boyfriend started harassing her, calling her non-stop. She said that she told him to leave her alone and that he wanted her back, but she didn't want to be with him. It actually got to the point that he'd sit outside her house for hours at a time. I was over there one day, and she called the police when he showed up. She ended up filing a restraining order against him, and we never heard from him again. About a year later, we had some drinks, and she let it slip that she was actually over at his house the night she claimed to be studying and left her phone. She apologized profusely and told me that his mom was in town, and she was trying to help him get her back. She agreed to have dinner with both of them and talk about their relationship. She was very close to his mom, so she agreed to meet them out for dinner to just talk. She said that after dinner, she went back to his new place with his mom, and the 3 of them continued talking. She said it got late, and she stayed the night instead of driving home. I was obviously upset about the whole thing, but she said she had explained to him that she no longer wanted to be in a relationship with him and had moved on. She said nothing happened. Several times over the next several years, I pressed her about that night. I felt very insecure about it. Every time I asked her if she cheated on me, she said she didn't. She said that she just went over there to talk and fell asleep after she called me. She said she felt terrible lying but was feeling bad about everything and was so fresh out of her breakup that she didn't know how to handle it. But she stayed firm in her claim that she had never cheated on me, even Tgufk. We ended up getting married and having 3 kids. This past weekend, I pressed her one last time about that evening. I told her something wasn't sitting right with me after all these years. It randomly popped into my head, and I asked her one more time, "What really happened that night? I'm not sure if I believe you or your story. It just doesn't make sense." She broke down crying, and I knew. She explained to me that she never wanted to tell me the truth. She said she did go over to his house with him and his mom, but his mom ended up leaving, and they sat and talked about their relationship. She said that one thing led to another, and they ended up having sex on the sofa. She said she was confused about her feelings, being 2 months out of her 5-year relationship with him, and dating me. She said that she hadn't processed the ending of that relationship and was confused about what she wanted, as he had dumped her but was then begging for her back. She told me they had sex, then she called me as I was calling her nonstop worried about her, and she ended up staying the night there and going home in the morning. After that, she told him that she didn't want to get back with him and that they needed to stay apart. I know it all stopped because very clearly she was avoiding him and went as far as getting a restraining order against him in the following weeks. But now here I sit, feeling shattered. She confessed to lying to me for the past 13 years and had been gaslighting me. Every time I asked her about that night, she denied anything inappropriate happening. I started to feel crazy and insecure, and I accepted that I was just losing my mind. But now I know that she did cheat on me that night. I suppose I can make excuses for her, telling myself that I began dating a girl who had just been dumped by a guy she had been with for 5 years, accepting that I was a rebound, and she was even still living with him in the beginning. I believe that she hasn't cheated any other time, and there was just an overlap in her relationship with him and myself. That being said, I'm still severely hurt by the lie, and I'm feeling very confused about how to feel about this. We've been together for 13 years. We have 3 kids, and we've had an otherwise great relationship. This new information is also much. I'm even considering divorce here. After 13 years and finding out that she cheated on me during our first month of being exclusive and then lied to me about it this whole time, I'm a wreck. I know I need to process this before I take any action, but I wanted to share it on Reddit for some perspective and clarity. She's been apologizing profusely and has reassured me over and over that she feels terrible and that she only lied because she knew it would never happen again. Knew she wanted to be completely done with that relationship after that night, and was just confused in the beginning transitioning from a 5-year relationship with him to a new relationship with me. She understands why I'm devastated. She also keeps reminding me that she was young, hurt, confused, and didn't know what she wanted until after that night, when she realized she wanted to be completely done with him. I'm certain she hasn't stepped out of our relationship any other time. If I were to ever question anything, it would have been that one night when she disappeared and I didn't know where she was. After that, I always knew where she was and who she was with, and I've never had any reason to suspect anything was wrong. Do I need to slow down and work on forgiving her? Or does this sound divorce-worthy? I love her with everything I have, and we've built a family and life together. But this is the hardest thing I've ever had to learn. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories like this. See you next time.